Which New York quarterback do you believe needs a win more this week? Is it Daniel Jones, Peter out to New York first, or is it Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, look, we're in this market, and both fan bases had instant overreactions, as you can imagine. The Giants were at home and lost this horrible game to the Vikings while they were celebrating their 100th-year anniversary, and Daniel Jones looked awful. And then the Jets went out to San Francisco with all that hype, and all of a sudden their defensive line was just pushed around by Jordan Mason and those big boys up front in San Francisco. I actually think Daniel Jones and the Giants need this game a lot more than the Jets do, as the Jets travel to Tennessee for a short week in a road game. I look at the Giants. The Commanders are the one team they've had success over in the last recent years. And like Daniel Jones, you start off 0-2, like these fans in New York with the Giants, they'll give up. Like, they'll support you eventually. They'll come back if you start winning. But, like, 0-2, like, they're not going to be like, hey, let's be patient here. This debut with all those legends there, 50 different living legends, 100 players honored, Coughlin in the house, Parcells travels from Florida. He's in the house. And to lay this egg in front of that home crowd with all the bunting and those uniforms. There was bunting. To get clobbered. You cannot now go and lose to the Washington Commanders, the one team you've had any success over in recent years. Giants have owned the Commanders the last few seasons. I'll add this, though. It's not just Daniel Jones. Kayvon Thibodeau did nothing last week against the Vikings. Brian Burns, the Spider-Man, the big signing, silent last week. Sam Darnold had its way against that defense, which is supposed to be the strength of this team. So I'm going to say the Giants cannot lose to the Commanders if we're going to keep the interest of the Giants fan base past September 20th or whatever it is right now. I mean, could be a lost season already if they're 0-2. The fans can just say, oh, you know what? We didn't want Daniel Jones to start the season. We certainly don't want him after he's 0-2 against two beatable teams.
Peter, I can argue season's already over, man. It's Daniel Jones, man. I'm sorry. I said it a couple days ago. I think Daniel Jones gonna make a lot of people lose their jobs this year out there in New York. And I think Hard Knocks didn't do them any justice. I thought it was awesome. I watched it all the time. It was awesome to hear how they decided to go all in on Daniel Jones because he's the quarterback and let Saquon Barkley walk right out the door, as Saquon Barkley had an amazing first game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Daniel Jones, 22 for 42. He missed 20 passes, only threw for 186 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. If you had to talk about Daniel Jones, his time in the National Football League, one thing you can say is he's turned the ball over way too much. He's been way too careless with the football. Oh, yeah, and he had 5 sacks against him as well. At some point, the front office, the coaches in New York, they have to look honestly at this situation. And true offensive coaches understand how to, move on. Because if you're a true offensive coach, like we all know Brian Daboll is, he feels he can get any quarterback ready, and he should feel he can get any quarterback ready because good coordinators, offensive coordinators can do that. I don't understand. Well, actually, I do understand. It's the business standpoint. It's the fact they're paying him $40 million is the reason why they're sticking with Daniel Jones right now. And I think Daniel Jones is a good person. I think he's probably a great backup quarterback in this league right now. But to be the starter, the face of your franchise making $40 million, I think that's a lot on him right now. And I just don't think his skill set meets the expectation.
I hear you. What you're essentially saying is bring in Drew Lock, and give him an opportunity. But, you talked about his performance. You think about that was his 3rd worst passer rating in last week's game. It was a bad performance by Daniel Jones. You think about the fact that career-wise, 42 interceptions. There was a lot of hope with, this year, especially being able to get Malik Neighbors. We saw how excited they were to get Malik Neighbors and what that might have meant for a guy like Daniel Jones. Like, oh, man, he's got this new electric toy that he can now throw to and do all this stuff. But I watched that game, and they couldn't move that ball. I mean, it's not just on Daniel Jones now. I mean, if we're going to, he said it, we heard him in that clip talking about we all have to play better. He knew he had to play better, but that offensive line couldn't get their that running game going.
That direct deposit still cashing though, bro. You feel what I'm saying? That $40 million still getting there. I'm just saying, dog. I mean, you're paid to be the deodorant for the things of your offense, bro.
I get it. It's got the aluminum and the deodorant and the whole thing, and then that's supposed to plug things up. But what I'm trying to tell you is that run game wasn't effective as well. So I think a good run game complements a quarterback that might be struggling in this situation. So Yes, I am saying I'm trying to say it in a nice way.
Yeah,
It feels like it's doomsday for the New York Giants.
Yeah, we go Giants, Giants, Giants to start the segment, man.
Yeah, I
Where
mean,
do you
we're
go?
just going in on Daniel Jones, and rightfully so. But
Well, I spread it around.
I'm gonna spin it even more. I'm gonna spin it even more. And I think the quarterback that needs this win in week 2 is Aaron Rodgers. And I was at Jamie's beautiful home yesterday. She invited me over for dinner with her family.
I didn't get the invite.
Hey, that's okay, bro.
You're not away from your family and on the road. I know. I'm trying to help a teammate out.
Yeah.
Come on, Jamie. We was working together yesterday.
So I'm at the house, and I get to meet Sam, her husband, and see her beautiful daughters. And I start talking to Sam, and we start having conversation. And I said, hey, Sam, how'd you guys meet? And he started talking a little bit about their history. And then he kind of jokes and says, you know what, bro? It actually took us 3 movies to finally kiss. And I thought to myself, I was like, you know what?
Wait.
I was like,
3 movies?
Check this. Check
Like
this.
6 hours.
Let me bring it back. So I thought, I was like, you know what? That's kind of like the Jets fans and Aaron Rodgers. It's like, okay, listen,
Bring this thing home. Come on, bring it home.
We just watched a movie last year, and it was filled with a whole bunch of drama and suspense, and then it just kind of ends, and it's like that Lord of the Rings movie. You're like, okay, like,
That's it.
what's now? Like, that's it. Like, when's the next one coming out? And then the second movie starts. It's on Monday night, and it's a complete horror film. And if you're anything like me, I don't like horror, and I don't like it so much as, like, when I'm done watching the horror film, I regret even watching it. It's like, I shouldn't have watched this thing in the first place. Well, Jets fans, don't worry. The third movie is coming. Tennessee Titans. The New York Jets is coming, and I am more than confident that your story is going to be a lot like Jamie and Sam, that you guys are going to get what you guys been anticipating. Huh?
What if it's like an Oppenheimer movie and this thing just...
I'm talking about Jamie and Sam. Like, they have an amazing relationship.
Don't mess him up.
Yeah, like, they went through 2 movies already, and it wasn't what you wanted. It wasn't what you were expecting. And the third one, all the expectations are met, and you guys live on, like, happy ever. Jamie has 3 daughters. I'm not saying you're going to have 3 Super Bowls. I'm just saying that it's going to be happily ever after the end. That's all I'm saying.
It's early over
I know
here, guys.
Kyle wants to know what the 3 movies are.
Jamie, was this at a drive-in movie theater? We're still making out at the movies. And yes, what were the movies? What the hell is this story?
No. It was our first date.
Oh,
we
my
watched
goodness.
3 movies, and I was nervous. We were nervous. They were the movies.
You made that man wait.
So were the
6
Jets
hours.
fans. They were nervous, too.
Right?
You know what I mean? So,
Rounders,
see how that happens, guys?
Rounders, great.
Last Castle,
Last Castle?
Oh, wow.
Last
And
Castle,
then-
James Gandolfini.
and then Goodwill Hunting.
Really?
Wow.
Oh,
Because he
my
had to go
God.
see about a girl, and then that's when we got it all home, you know?
Those are 3 dude movies, by the way. 3 dude movies.
Peter, look at what I do for work, okay?
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. You got it right.
I made out with her on the 3rd movie. How do you like them apples?
Post it right on the glass.
Let me answer this question.
Okay.
I'll do it quickly because now we're behind. And listen, I think as a quarterback, I think it's Daniel Jones. Like, Aaron Rodgers doesn't play well this week, and he's not going to be benched. I think there was already columns written about Daniel Jones being benched after week 1, and I'm pretty sure they were written in the 2nd quarter. And yes, he gets paid a lot of money. Although, Mike Robb, I can actually see Daniel Jones as a guy who doesn't have direct deposit, actually gets a paper check in the mail because he's that old-fashioned and geeky. You know what I'm saying? I think he still gets the check and opens it and deposits it. But listen, I think that Daniel Jones needs him more as a quarterback. The Jets need a win because all anybody said, including me after the loss to the Niners, was, it's okay, it's week 1, it's the Niners. All these other teams you're playing the next few months aren't that great. The Jets need a win bad. It's the quarterback Jones, the team Jets.